Are you looking for a podcast where the hosts are red with embarrassment?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
What is up?
I realized today that we never really introduced the podcast. We just introduced each other.
That's kind of true.
I know, we're just like, hey Robert, hey Kelsey.
Well, welcome to You Must Be Thinking of Another Podcast.
YMBToAP.
Where everything is made up and the points don't matter.
But How are you doing today?
It's been a day, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just getting, over people today. People are just bad, everywhere lately.
People are bad in general, I have found.
I don't know why.
On this earth.
Yeah, but, the past 2 days, it's I'm just running right into the worst of the worst.
Just the scum of humanity.
I guess, I don't know if it's because it's hot, but people have been just leaving dog shit everywhere. Everywhere I go now, it's just, big steaming piles of dog shit.
Dog shit. Do you have any, in your stairwell? That. I think that'd be the worst place for shit. Because you could slip on it and die.
Has happened before.
Ugh.
But, no, it's just, dog poop everywhere I go. So, I'll pick up some of Jinx's and then, some of a random pile.
Man,
trying to, clean up a little bit, you know?
I would never touch someone else's dog's shit. How do you know it's dog shit? It could be human shit.
Well, it's in a bag. Who cares? Although, this morning I did it, and it was, super runny.
Ew!
I was like, that's fresh!
Oh, no thank you.
Yeah, that was a good way to wake up.
You want to hear about the scum of humanity? Okay, today, you ever get those, urges where you think about a celebrity and you're like, I wonder what they're up to?
Yeah.
So, I was thinking about Marisha Ray today, because I hadn't thought about her in a little while. And okay. I remember, earlier in the year, there was a thing on Twitter where she talked about, she sneezed really hard and she had to go to the hospital.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so I was like, I wonder if she's okay, because I never really checked up on that. So I Google Marisha Ray sneeze.
Okay.
And there's a video in a forum. So I go to this video, and I'm, watching it, expecting the sneeze to happen.
Yeah.
And it's not happening. So I read the comments underneath it, and this person's, talking about the build-up to her sneeze. And just, going on and on about the mechanics of the sneeze and, how her face changes and how her body changes.
You're, making me want to sneeze.
Sorry. So, I continue reading down in the comments, and they're like, yeah, it's really the build-up to the sneeze that makes it.
Yeah.
You can just see her whole face and her body, and I'm like, what kind of forum am I on? And so I scroll to the fucking top, and it's some shit sneezefetishforum.org or something.
No!
I threw my phone so hard, I yelled, no! Why is this a thing?
Yeah.
I just wanted to know if she was okay after she sneezed. I don't want to know about your weird sexual fetish with sneezing. It's just, there's so much fluid that comes out of your face when you sneeze. Why is this a thing?
Did you see the sneeze, though?
No, I exited the fucking page, and I deleted my browser history because I was so uncomfortable. So, I don't know. Maybe she died. I'll never know. I can't look her up anymore.
That's kind of a weird thing to stumble upon.
Yeah.
That's almost like the pterodactyl stuff.
We don't talk about that.
I talk about that.
Ugh, yeah.
Sometimes.
Also, do you know what I realized today?
What did you realize today?
This episode isn't going to air until, maybe the end of June or the beginning of July.
Uh-huh.
And yet today, as we're recording this, it's our first recording within Pride Month.
Yes, it is.
And we have not said Happy Pride Month yet.
Happy Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month. I'm so mad at myself.
Would you like to hear a story that I read today?
Yes.
Apparently, somebody had made a picture of Kratos in a t-shirt that says we're all human, and he's wearing rainbow leggings.
Cute.
And so the original director of God of War wrote, oh yeah, when I wrote the game, he was a raging bisexual. And it pissed everybody off, and everybody got, like, super mad, and he was like, I was just making a joke because everybody got mad at the picture to begin with.
Oh, God. Well,
I'm like, I'm just, like, adding to it. Just, like, calm down.
I'm here for raging bisexual Kratos in his rainbow leggings.
Well, so I read it and was like, raging bisexual, like, oh yeah, like he really likes both. And then I was like, wait a minute, he's just a mad guy. Maybe he was just raging,
yeah, he's just
but
raging.
he is bisexual. So I didn't know quite how to take those words together with him.
Yeah.
But yes, it is Pride Month. I am awaiting Ferdin's glitter beard.
Oh yeah, we haven't seen one of those yet.
I think the best one I saw, he had a bunch of roses stabbed in there.
I love that.
That was a great one. Oh, man. Well, to all of our listeners who are in the LGBTQ plus community.
And the allies.
Thank you for listening. We love you.
We love you so much.
So much.
Be yourself.
That reminds me of when we were listening to No Sleep. And those people wrote in, and they were all like, I hate them gays. You should stop doing stories with them.
Don't put gay people in the horror. We don't want them. We don't like them.
And David was like, oh yeah, here's your whole episode of gay.
I love it.
It was the best. Do you want to get into the meat and potatoes here?
I have another story.
Oh my God, give me a story.
It's not even that eventful of a story. It's just a thing that happened.
Okay.
So last week, it was super rainy, like all week. And typically when there's like tornadoes, they don't often hit the area that we're in because of the giant lake. Like they just kind of bypass us.
Yeah.
And so they were like, there's a tornado watch, there's a tornado warning, one of those two.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's going to be fine. And so I'm just hanging out, chilling at home on my computer with my cats all around me. And then suddenly the tornado sirens start going off.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh, that doesn't happen often. And so I checked the radar.
No, it does not.
Yeah, I checked the radar, and there's, like, definitely tornadoes in the area. So I'm like, cool. I gotta grab all 3 cats and get into the bathroom. And I thought it was going to be the most difficult thing ever. So I grabbed one of them that was, like, sitting on the cat bed. I just grabbed the entire cat bed and, like, put her in the bathroom. Then I closed the door, and I could hear her on the other side, like, what are you doing? Hey, come back. And
Why
so
did you put me here?
Yeah. And so I go grab the other older cat who was sleeping on the bed. She's very chill. Pick her up, go to the bathroom, open the door, toss her in, and close the door real quick. And the other cat is still in there, just like, please, what are you doing?
Why?
And then the third cat, that was going to be the big problem, because she's the baby, and she's super active and does not like being held. I got, like, a handful of treats and just, like, put them down on the ground. I was like, look, a whole pile of treats for you.
Ooh, a piece of candy.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Piece of candy.
Exactly. She was like, these are for me? I'm going to sit here and eat all of them. And so I, like, scooped her up while she had a mouthful of treats, ran to the bathroom, and I, like, tucked her under one arm like a football, opened the door, had to, like, edge in past the other cats, slam the door, and I was stuck in the bathroom with my 3 cats for a full hour as the tornado sirens were going off.
That is too long.
It was so long. I thought it was going to be like 15 minutes maybe for the tornado to pass. But like...
I mean, I think Taylor did that. She was home with the dogs then, and she jumped in there, but...
Dogs are typically easier, I feel, because...
Yeah, you just go, come here. And they go, okay.
We're hanging out in the bathroom now? Great. But yeah, the cats, they were like... The 2 older ones are kind of chill. They were just like, we don't really like this small room, but I guess if you want to sit in here with us, that's fine. But
my baby cat, like if you're in there, they'd be more like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, like I'm just chilling in the bathtub.
Here.
And they're both looking at me like, what are we doing? And then Boosh, the baby cat, is just like losing her little tiny mind. She's trying to pull the door off its hinges. She does this thing where she like sticks both of her arms underneath the door. And then he just like, pulls on it really hard, just like jiggling it. And then she like decided that wasn't going to work, so she turned around and starts donkey kicking it, just like boom, boom.
Oh my God.
Boom. I was like, please, you're going to hurt something. And so like I pick her up and I put her in the bathtub with me, and she's like, I won't have it. And she jumps out of the bathtub and just starts like punching the shit out of one of the other cats. I'm like, please stop. It was the most stressful hour. Like
out of here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like keep throwing hands until somebody opens this door.
I've been like, you know what? If you get lost, just go.
She was a mess. I almost would have rather not been in the bathroom with them. I don't know. I was happy that they were safe in there with me, and the tornado eventually passed. We weren't hit by it. It was just, close enough to make the sirens go off. But, God, talk about a stressful hour. I thought that I could just, like, sit in there and chill with them and hang out, and
no.
They weren't going to make it a peaceful night. What is all that noise?
Taylor came in here when she's not supposed to be in here.
Hi, Taylor.
Hi, huh? Yeah. Minky.
Get out of here.
Taylor's sick.
Oh, boo. What's she sick with?
I don't know. Probably a sinus infection.
Okay. That's not Ebola, at least.
Yeah. It just, like, hit her.
That
like,
sucks.
crazy hard. And so now I'm home, and I told her what I was going to be doing. And I guess she woke up from a fever dream after, 2 minutes. And was like, what the where? Where are you?
Those are the worst.
No, she was, super hot this morning.
Really?
I was like, oh my God. So she, texted me later, she texted me, but I could hear it in the text. Should I call out today? I was like, yeah, go for it. So she got to stay home today.
Well, that's good. I hope she gets better soon.
Yeah. So I just gave her some Dayquil. 'Cause she didn't even get up to take medicine today, so.
Pump it full of that quilt.
Yeah!
Yeah! Alright, should we dive into this one?
I guess. Let's get into it. You ready to get cracking?
I would get cracking, but I'm drinking hot tea because I ran out of seltzer. So I'm going to get sipping.
Well, I'm cracking.
Oh, I'm so jealous.
I'm cracking today.
Sounds real refreshing. Let me see if you can hear my tea bag. I'll jiggle it around a little bit. Can you hear it?
No. Wait. Yeah. So, this one comes from a news report that I saw the other day that I had to tell you about.
Yes.
So, I was sitting at work, I look at the TV, and it just has this gigantic headline on it that says, Twitter makes people dumb. That was the headline.
That's such a clickbaity headline.
Yeah, so it's like, well, alright, I'll listen to what you have to say. And so, everything they were saying had nothing to do with Twitter, per se. They were just like, yeah, texting in smaller amounts somehow makes you dumber. Right?
I just...
they had no basis. And then they go, well, the study says that, it just does. But then they pulled out this stat because you don't really use a lot of social media, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I am constantly on social media.
But it's primarily Twitter, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. So I'm watching this stupid thing, and they go, oh, yeah, well, according to the study, higher educated females are the most apt to become dumb from Twitter. And I was like, well, Kelsey, you're screwed.
Twitter will be the death of my brain cells.
Just what a dumb... I don't understand what Twitter has to do with becoming dumber.
I think what people are... I don't know. I think what this study is trying to say in the most ham-fisted way possible is that... Okay, so we should maybe talk about this article that you linked.
Yeah, so I tried to find whatever they were talking about on Fox News, right?
Fox News.
Yeah, so I go to the Fox News site. This story's not on there. I don't know what they're talking about.
See...
But the only thing I could find was this article that I sent you.
Yes.
Which then you read this, and it's even dumber.
Yeah, so essentially what this article is saying is that there's a single program in Italy, and they're trying to teach
school.
Yeah, they're trying to do a literary... Okay, so let me read this section of the article. Where'd it go?
So it was like a literature thing, right?
Yeah, so The organization chooses a book, creates a hashtag, and establishes a reading schedule that schools adopt. Students then tweet and comment on their favorite sentences or quotes. And I feel like
that's just funny.
It's one of the worst ways to learn.
Twitter got rid of their, like, cap on how long a tweet can be, right?
So it used to be 140 characters, and now it's up to 280.
Okay. Can you imagine being a teacher and, like, you're trying to come up with, like, the perfect 280 character thing to get your message across to your students?
I know. And, like, coming up with a hashtag for a book, I just... It all sounds so ridiculous to me. Twitter is not a place, in my opinion, where a teacher should go and expect students to adhere to a learning schedule. Like, if you go on Twitter, you're either there to get mad at the news or to look at memes and avoid the news.
So, Twitter, for me, is solely... Well, so it used to be, like, how we all used to kind of talk to each other that wasn't text, you know?
Yeah.
And it was kind of fun because, like, Twitter was like a group text for me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, oh, I think this is funny, but I want to tell all of my friends. I would just tweet it.
Exactly.
You know? Twitter now is a text that comes to my phone when PlayStation has a deal, and I hear about it first because it comes straight from them. Like, it's a, like, slow news source that I don't have to go find the news myself. It just comes straight to me.
Yeah, I think that's my main problem with Twitter, is that it has become so much of a news source lately. Like, that's where I am assaulted by news. I don't want to say where I consume my news, because I don't like to seek it out on Twitter. It just finds me.
Yeah.
But just the fact that the way we use it as a society is definitely changing. And I think that's why they bumped it up from 140 characters to 280, because it used to be just like, this is what I'm having for lunch, or like, I heard a funny joke today and I'm going to tell all my friends.
And now it's like, hey, do you want to hear, like, my entire side of an argument?
Yes, or like this insane thing that happened to me on a plane. Like, people just have wild stories that they want to create giant Twitter threads out of.
Although I will say, I've come across the, like, rare story that's like 1,000 tweets long that is such an epic read that it's the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, like, some of those are kind of cool.
It's a good format for storytelling. I just don't think it's a good format.
Not for learning.
Yeah.
Not teaching.
I don't go there to learn. I go there to forget for a little while. Also, the name of this program, I just want to try to pronounce this. So it's an Italian program, and it says the Twitter-focused Toileteratura. Toileteratura. That's the worst name for the program. I feel dumber just saying it.
Like, okay, so, listeners, it is capital T, lowercase w, capital L, letteratura. Like, it's Twitter and literature in a word.
Is that what they're going for? They could have just called it Twitterature. Shit.
Yeah, well...
That's better.
I guess, yeah.
Toileteratura.
Toileteratura.
That's the next baby name for 2019.
I totally prefer their, like, acronym there, just the TWL.
Yeah.
That's great. That's fine.
But apparently it's a way of teaching that's been adopted by 250 schools and 14,000 students. And I think that they should stop doing it, just because, I don't know. I only know about it from this single article that you've linked me, but...
Yeah. Well, so in the article, they're just saying that it's made lower test scores.
Yeah.
And so, I don't think that makes a student dumb. That makes a student not taught.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be dumb because you didn't truly teach me anything about this book. You expected me to read and say, here's a sentence that I like. Hashtag book.
Right. Hashtag book.
That's not learning.
When you went to college, did you ever have to do a course on Blackboard?
No.
Okay. Blackboard was, like, the primary source for online courses. Okay. And it was also, like, some physical courses would have a Blackboard portion to them.
Okay.
So Blackboard was essentially, like, a forum that you'd have to go into. And I had a couple classes where they would be like, you have to make one Blackboard post per week, and then you have to comment on
I have heard of those,
post. Yeah. It's just the worst. I feel like I personally gained nothing from online classes. Like, every single course that I've ever taken online, I've come very close to failing or just
Like,
outright failed.
Online courses, to the way that I have understood them, is it's pretty much participation only, not really
not content,
merit or learning. Yeah. Like, as long as I go, hey, I think you have a good point because that made me think a little bit, I get a participation grade for the day, and now I'm good.
Yeah.
You know, I've never understood that.
It's not an engaging way for me personally to learn. And I could see where if I had to go on Twitter and just hashtag about a book, I feel like I would just want to make jokes instead of creating actual thought, you know?
Well, I mean, what direction are you even getting to learn, you know?
Yeah. What are you supposed to do?
Hey,
just go write a 280 character book report?
This book had a lot of words. I liked some sentences. Punctuation was great.
Hashtag Frankenstein was the real monster.
That was one of the few books I actually did read in school.
I loved Frankenstein.
I loved that book. It was really good.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Mary Shelley. Get it, girl. Hashtag literary feminism. Jesus. Feminism. Twitter did make me dumber.
See? There you go.
Hashtag feminism.
But so, I'm watching that stupid report, and it just got me thinking about how social media is almost everything today.
Yeah. It's really become just an integral part of society. It used to be where you didn't have to be on social media. I mean, you still don't have to be on it, but I feel like people that aren't miss out on a good chunk of what's going on.
Yeah.
And I think that it's also widened the generation gap a whole lot more than a previous generation gap would have been, you know?
Okay.
Maybe I'm getting a little bit too scientific with this, but I don't know. I just feel like as far as... God, do you hear Richard back there?
Now, yeah.
God, sorry. Anyway, I just feel like I'm trying to put my thoughts together in a way that doesn't sound like I'm trying to be a deep-ass podcaster. Oh, God.
I mean, hey, we can get philosophical here.
Can we?
Oh, yeah, this is space for whatever. And if it goes right over people's heads, right in their ear holes, it's fine.
I'm going to go right under people's heads through their throat.
Because, I mean, I've been waiting for the day that we have just, an insanely deep podcast, and we just, turn into that horse from, Bravest Warriors.
Oh, my God.
Do you remember that horse?
I forgot about that show.
That, saw space and time, and he's just stuck there forever. That's going to happen to us one day.
One day. We'll get there.
But so, you think it has widened the generational gap?
Yeah, so I think that it's a thing that my parents just don't and will never comprehend. Not that they're too stupid to get it, just that they don't want to get it, you know? Their generation...
I totally, yeah.
Yeah, their generation doesn't have a need to go on and, make a funny hashtag about fat indie bands. Taking back Sunday, Sunday's called Sunday, the ice cream. Ha. That level of humor doesn't reach our parents' generation, I don't think. They're just what are you even doing with your life?
That's true.
And I also find that they definitely use Instagram in different ways. My parents are both on Instagram now.
Uh-huh.
But it's mostly just a way for them to kind of keep track of what their grandchildren are doing.
Yeah.
So, my sister will post a picture of my nieces every so often. My parents will like it. Or,
look at this. Like.
Man, it took me a minute to teach them how to like a photo.
You hit it twice, but I only like it once.
But the heart appears and then it goes away. Where does it go? No, see, you still liked it. Just look underneath the photo a little bit.
What if I hit it a bunch? Can I give it a big like? No, you're turning it off and on. Stop.
You're just liking and unliking. You're ruining this person's notifications.
I like it, I don't like it. I like it, I don't like it. I like it, I don't like it.
Yeah. It's just a different way that our generation is communicating with each other. We're compiling our thoughts in different manners.
Yeah. I guess the first one I was ever really on was probably Twitter.
Yeah. I joined
Twitter was the first one I got.
In January of 2009.
I don't even know. But Desi was just apparently she'd had it for like a year or something and finally talked me into getting it. And the most I ever did with it was sit there in college and start the Pokemon theme song and let other people add the next verse to me.
Oh my god.
That was great. That's like the extent that I use that, like,
it's a
purposefully
pretty good use of Twitter.
and good. But like Instagram, I really don't take pictures on there. I don't really look at it too much.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what I want to see a picture of on there, you know?
I feel like I use Instagram and Twitter about equal.
Really?
Yeah. I started
because you told me how big you were on Twitter, and I was like, whoa.
How big I am on Twitter. Like,
you
my
were...
follower count?
No, you had said that, like, you're always on Twitter.
Oh, okay, yeah, because my follower count is like 10 people.
You're looking at stuff. Yeah.
I'm real big personality on Twitter. I have 10 followers. But, yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm on Instagram and Twitter about equally.
Yeah.
Instagram is mostly just where I catalog photos of my cats and selfies.
What do you go to Instagram for? So, like, you're not posting.
Mm-hmm.
You're just going to peruse. What do you go there for?
Pictures of hair, because hair Instagram is insane.
Okay.
Like, you can get...
Oh my god, look at that hair!
There's such cool hair on Instagram. My favorite, like, I'm gonna have to send you some Instagram pictures of hair, but, like,
okay.
They do, like, really cool colors and styles and braids and stuff that I will never be able to do with my hair, so I'm just like, wow, look at that. And then, of course, memes and cat pictures and cat memes.
So, I guess... I'm trying to think of where I get my meme consumption.
Yeah, where do you consume your memes? I used to go on Reddit, but god damn if Reddit isn't just a fucking circle jerk.
I'm pretty sure I go to Chive.
Oh,
really.
man. Is
like,
Chive considered a social media, or is it...
Not at all, really.
It's just a website, right?
Yeah, like, it's just them doing their thing.
Yeah.
But that's where I pretty much find all my memes, because they have big compilations that they'll do, so it's not like one type. It's not like all the Rage Tiger, you know. I mean, I know that's not a thing now, but...
What is that?
Used to be. You don't remember the tiger?
No.
Like, there's a picture... So, remember, like, original memes? Where
like,
it was,
like,
a picture of something? Yeah. And it was, like, a picture of something, and there was always, like, a multicolored background, and the theme for this one would be, like...
Like Insanity Wolf or something. Or Success Kid.
Yeah. Well, so, they don't do, like, one set of, like, all those. They pull memes from just, like, a bunch of different whatever's going on, you know?
Yeah.
So, that's probably where I get the majority of my memes.
Yeah.
And I get, like, picture memes where I'm just looking at it and reading it. It would have to be Chive. But I have gotten into TikTok a little bit.
Do they have memes?
Yeah, they kind of have their own things.
Yeah, I guess
Well, I guess they're not memes, they're called trends.
Is that what you would call it? Like...
I think so.
Would you categorize Vines as memes?
I would say they're memes today.
But
because,
at the time
because
they were...
it's dead now.
Oh, that's so sad.
I mean,
posthumous memes.
Yeah. Like, those are things that people say now, and they are a meme. They're like this cultural thing that everybody gets behind now, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't know that they were when it was out. I think the people were what was popular, not like the individual Vine itself.
Okay.
You know?
Sorry, I was just thinking about the, like, welcome to Chili's meme.
I love that one. One of my all-time favorites is the guy with the goggles, and he goes, "It's Wednesday, my dudes." And then the camera pulls back, and he's in a Spider-Man suit, and he just fucking screams. He just goes, "It's Wednesday, my dudes." Pulls back. He just screams. There's no point to that video.
There's no point to any of those videos, and that's why it's
fucking
beautiful.
Love it. Well, so, like, to me, well, I don't... Okay, so what is the definition of a meme?
Oh, wow. Are we going there?
Right? Because what TikTok does is so TikTok is a video one, right?
Yeah.
And so what they have is there's, like, an audio track that plays, and you usually act out the audio track.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
right? So there's a bunch of different trends or memes right now. There's a song out, and it's one of my favorites right now. But so there's a song. I'll send it to you one day or something. But she's singing the song. She has this really high voice, and at the end of the little soundbite, she says "baby," but she says it so high pitched it sounds like hee hee, like Michael Jackson.
Oh yes, I've seen that.
And so the whole video is the verse going, and people are putting on makeup.
Yes.
Right? And then right there at the end, they're Michael Jackson, and they do the thing.
It's beautiful.
But that's not a meme. You
wouldn't consider that a meme?
I don't know.
It's just like a thing that's taking hold of culture.
I feel like a meme is a picture that you read it and go like, I understand it. Because a meme was always like that feeling when...
I don't know. I think that's like a classification of old school memes. We're in this like post-classicism, I don't know, weird Dada meme thing happening right now.
We're in the renaissance of memes.
We are in the renaissance of memes. I don't know. Just
you were the art major, so you have all those words to throw out here. So
I just think that
we're in the impressionistic meme era. Okay,
memes are so fucking weird these days. Like, I'll see a picture of a frog that's like standing on its two hind legs, and it's just the lowest fidelity photo, and it's got like a red overlay, and it just says it is soup time, and that's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
That doesn't sound funny at all.
It's so good. I don't know. Like, it doesn't make any sense.
That makes me think, have you seen the frog that's like running and you see his little feet saying plap, 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 plap?
No.
And it's like when mom says, Pop-Tarts are ready, and it shows this frog just plap, 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 plap.
Yeah, I just think memes are definitely in a different place now than they were even 2 years ago.
I mean, well, because memes used to last.
Yeah.
Now a meme is like
30 seconds.
3 days.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then you see like 800 iterations of that meme via Twitter, via Instagram, via whatever social media that you're on. And it just like every iteration that could have happened has now happened, and we're moving on to the next thing.
Yeah. Like, where do these even get started?
Sometimes I don't know. I just...
Chive did introduce me to one of my favorite ones right now. Let me see if you've heard this one. I think it's called Disturbed Tom, or Unsettled Tom. So it's Tom the cat from Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
And so it's a picture of him with like this face of like, what the fuck? Right?
Yeah.
And so it says like, alright, let's say like, okay, ate a really bad burrito, so I sat down on the toilet, to like feel better. And then underneath it says all of the employees in Home Depot, and then it shows that picture.
What?
So you're supposed to start with a really normal sentence, like,
yes,
I decided to open the door because the air was a little stale in here, and then all the passengers on the plane.
Yes.
And then there's that face. Those were killing me one day. I was dying.
Because I got a nice twist to them. It's like M. Night Shyamalan. Ooh, the M stands for memes.
It does.
Meme Night Shyamalan.
I like a twisty meme. Like, don't tell me what you're doing right up front.
You like to be surprised.
Surprise me at the end. Give me that little surprise where I'm like, oh, I didn't see that coming.
Oh ho ho.
So with the whole meme thing then, is that the point of a content creator on social media now? Like, is that the point? Try to invent the next thing that everybody does?
I don't know, man. There's just so many different ways that people are using social media. I just feel like everyone's goal on social media is different.
Yeah.
Like, some people are there just for the memes. Some people do go there just for the news, which is a bad idea, let me tell you. Don't get your news just from social media, because if anything is making Twitter dumber, if anything on Twitter is making people dumber, it's the fucking news. Don't get your news from just one source. You gotta branch out, look at actual news stations, a couple of different news stations probably. Don't just
What if you just don't consume the news?
If you don't consume the news, I applaud you. Because I consume the news, and it just eats at my soul a little bit every single day.
I literally read PlayStation news, and that's about it.
God, I try so hard sometimes just get away from whatever is happening in the White House. And then you go on Twitter, and this motherfucker is just tweeting out a goddamn storm of bullshit, and I can't get into it, or I'm gonna start yelling.
If the nukes are coming,
just let them fucking come. God damn.
Just take me out without me knowing. I don't want to worry about it.
While I'm looking at the memes, please, dear God.
Like, just let it happen.
Yeah.
Like, I can't read a lot of the news like that because most of it is not news, it's opinions.
Yes.
Here's my opinion on why this is good or bad. That's not news.
It's not news. It's just
people spouting an opinion piece.
Their own BS.
Yeah, news is supposed to be a fact.
Yeah, like
hey,
bills being passed. Which
this tornado killed 30 people. That's news. Like, that's a fact.
Yeah.
You know? But it's usually like, well, what do you think if, we ban Hershey Kisses from the world? Will people kill each other? And they're like, I don't know. Let's talk about it. And
I have the controversial opinion that Hershey's Hugs are better than Hershey's Kisses.
Which one's the Hugs?
It's like the white chocolate striped ones.
Oh, gross.
Oh, good.
No.
Hugs every day.
You know what I wish that I could find?
What?
There was a candy called a Nestle Treasure. Have you ever had one?
A treasure?
It was a little treasure chest with caramel inside.
Okay.
It was the best.
Don't they have those? Like those little Hershey things? They're like shaped like treasure boxes.
Same. I haven't found them in a long time.
I'm have to look those up. Is it safe to order candy on the internet?
I did. So.
What'd you order? Oh, you ordered the long mans, right?
Ordered some long mans.
Long
man. They were pretty good. Like, they were really good.
Really?
Oh yeah, they're so flavorful.
Flavorful. What kind of flavor was it? It was like fruity.
So I got grape. I got peach. Got apple.
Peach sucks.
But peach is great.
Really? I don't like peach flavored stuff. I don't like peaches in general.
That is for another topic because I have some stuff directly tied into that to go over with you.
Directly tied into peaches?
Just food stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a whole episode about food stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I want to order a candy on the internet because I love O. Henry bars, but they don't make them in the United States anymore.
Do it.
But Canada has them, and they're
That's
so
how
delicious.
I got my first big thing of kazoozles.
Kazoozles.
So I found them at Cinemark, right?
Yeah,
couldn't find them in any store, and I found them on Amazon, and I bought a pallet.
How many?
The best.
How many boxes of kazoozles is that?
Okay, so I didn't buy a pallet, but I bought like 4 boxes that they would put on the shelf for you to grab them from.
So many.
Yeah, and I ate them all in like a month.
You must have gotten sick.
I didn't eat them for a long time. And they're basically sweet tarts in the middle.
Yeah, it's like a sweet tart powder, and then it's coated in like a Twizzler rope thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't eat a lot of sweet tarts because they're real acidic, and they just like burn up my mouth. I was eating a shit ton of kazoozles, so I burned up my mouth, and I would just be like, I gotta like take a day's rest. It would kind of scab over, and I'd be like, oh, time for another one. Oh, it's awful again!
Oh my god. Scab tongue.
Yeah. It was so bad.
That's a bad decision.
Yeah, you can totally buy candy online. It's fine.
Alright. I'm gonna have to buy some candy online.
Do it.
Well, do it. What were we talking about?
Well, so we're talking about social media and how weird it is.
Right.
Sorry, guys. Food is good.
Food's so good.
Well, candy is good.
Candy's real good. Now I'm just thinking about candy.
Other than that, the only other thing I ever use is YouTube.
I don't use YouTube nearly as much as Richard does. Richard subscribes to like 10 channels, and every day he's like, oh, I got more videos to watch. I'm like, you just watched like 6 yesterday. How can you have more?
Dude, yeah. So the way that you're on Twitter, I guess, constantly like refreshing, seeing what's going on, that's how I am with YouTube. I'm on there like as soon as I come home, YouTube.
Man.
Love YouTube.
I just can't get engaged with YouTube because you have to like stare at the screen for the whole time the video's happening.
Yeah, but I'm real good at that though.
It's like a podcast, but with I don't know, visuals.
You don't even understand how much like a podcast it is, Kelsey. Would you like to know more?
I suppose. I feel like you're trying to come into my home right now. Like.
So, okay. So you know how I pod fast?
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
Okay. I don't. There's not really a good name for it.
Tell the listeners what pod fasting is.
Okay, so listeners, if you like to podcast like me, that part's gonna sound weird.
And if you listen to a podcast too fast, you'll go fucking crazy.
I was listening to this podcast called the Man Whore Podcast. Right? But he had like 160 shows. And each one was like an hour, sometimes an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, well, I could bump up the speed a little bit and it shaves off, like 40 minutes? I can get this done like real quick. Okay. So I bumped it up to like 1.3, blah, blah, blah. Now my sweet spot with all podcasts is 1.7 times speed.
That is too fast. I don't know how you understand people at that speed. Like
They sound pretty normal.
I'm a fast talker. Like I feel like if anybody tries to listen to this podcast in a podfast way, I'm gonna sound like a chipmunk on cocaine.
I listened to it at a 1.5.
What's wrong with you?
1.7's a little fast, but 1.5, yeah, it's good.
I've been criticized in my life for having like bad diction and talking too fast and mumbling. So I have, the perfect podcast voice.
Well, guess what? If you pod fast, you just steamroll all those problems and you don't even hear them.
Okay, just don't even hear anything I'm saying.
Exactly.
Perfect.
But so I pod fast because I want to get the shit done.
Okay.
So, because I had such a big backlog, that was the only way to catch up. And once it started, like, I couldn't stop.
So how does this tie into YouTube? Do you, you fast?
So you can also bump up the speed on YouTube videos.
Really?
Yeah. So you can slow them down. So, like, if you're watching maybe, because you crochet, right? Or knit?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's say they were doing, a really complicated stitch, right? You could slow it down and watch them do it slower and go, oh, now I see what they did. Right?
I never knew because, every single time I'm watching a video tutorial on knitting or crocheting, the people are going so blindingly fast. Yeah. And I'm like, how do you get the yarn to behave like that?
There you go. So, typically there's a way that, so where you change the video quality, which I don't know if you ever do, you can change it to 720, 480, all that stuff. Well, then there's a playback speed one, and you can put it down to half speed, a quarter speed, but then you can also raise it to 2 times speed. And I think that's the maximum they do.
I'm learning so much.
So, not every video, but if there's a video that's a little too long for my taste, I'll put it at 1.5 and get the video done. But YouTube doesn't work as well because the video has to keep up too.
Yeah.
And sometimes it'll stutter behind the sound, so it looks kind of weird.
I can't deal with that. Oh man, that reminds me. When I was in college, my roommate wanted to watch this movie. I can't remember what movie it was, but it was so boring. It was about old people, and I was over it. And she fell asleep, but she was adamant that we watch it. And I didn't want to turn it off because it would risk waking her up.
Yeah.
I was fucking with the settings, and I found a way to play it at 2.5 times the speed.
Look, it's over. 2 minutes later.
Look at that. It ended. Did you fall asleep? Oh, no. I mean, it was, we played it normal.
Yeah. I actually had to do a training at work the other day. It was an online thing.
Oh, yeah?
And so I turned on the video, and I had to watch all these different sections, right? So I was clicking on stuff, and I was like, I can increase the speed?
Perfect.
So I boosted up this guy in the video, and he was going over customer service stuff or whatever. And he talked with his hands a lot. Well, when he's talking with his hands fast, he was entertaining, man. He was cheering.
Like he was going to take flight.
It was hilarious, and I got through that training super quick. It was great.
I'm surprised that's an option.
But so I even YouTube fast sometimes. But YouTube's like my place.
Man, do you ever, like, when you're in a conversation with Taylor, just be like, talk faster, I don't have time for this?
When I'm talking to real people, no. But if it's something where, like, I do have to sit there and, like, I'm waiting to see a particular thing, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes on Watch Mojo, do you ever go there?
No.
Okay, so they do, like, a lot of top 10 lists, like, top 10 Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, top 10 crocheting knots, whatever, right? Well, I want to see what number 1 is, but I don't want to miss everybody else. I'll boost up to 1.5 and kind of like, boom, 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 here's number 1, and then I'm good to go.
That's useful. I hate those articles that are in list format that you have to, like, actually click through a slideshow. Because...
Dude, that's what I was about to say. I hate the ones where it's like, click to see the next one.
Yes, every third one's like an advertisement that you can't skip. It's like, are you kidding me? Yeah. I don't even need to know what the top 10 are. Make my own top 10 list.
Well, I have ad blockers, and there are some sites that their sites become unusable if you have one.
Yes.
Well, I've never seen your list. I just leave the site and go, nope, forget it.
TFB.
Don't need to know that bad. I guess because you just brought up something like that. What used to be our memes? Wasn't it like funny videos? Like the We Love the Moon?
I had that in my head today. Are you kidding me?
I think about We Love the Moon all the time.
We love the moon. God, I was literally singing that to my cats today. I can't believe you brought that up.
The Narwhal one.
Yeah.
Schfifty.
Yeah. What was the name of that website? eBombs World, and then there was
Newgrounds.
Newgrounds. Yeah, I think those are like our first conception.
So that's where like memes came from, where everybody would come together with one thing.
Also, on I can't even think of the name of it now. YTMND, not YMBToAP.
You're the man now, dog.
You're the man now, dog. Did you ever go to that website like I recommended?
I did not, no.
And now it's too late because they just shut down.
I read that the other day and I was like, oh, hey, Kelsey was just talking about this place.
Yeah, it just met its, I wouldn't say untimely demise because that's an old website that is far irrelevant now. But yeah, I used to sit on that website for literally like 6 hours and just click through the pages. So funny.
Like, why is that a thing that we want to do? Just look at stuff that doesn't matter.
Because it's
Is
funny.
the real world out there so bad?
Yes, it is. We've proven that with Twitter.
That we have to just watch people shake their dogs around to Mario Kart race sounds and stuff. That's this new one on TikTok. Like, it does the countdown thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, bam, 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 and then, like, it starts a song, but the people, like, place their fingers on it during the countdown for the numbers.
Yeah.
And then, like, when the crazy music starts, they just, like, shake their dog around real quick, and the dog's always like, oh, what's happening?
I've seen that. It's pretty good.
If I have to read one more horrible tweet they got out today, you know what? I'm gonna shake my dog around for fun.
Just gently, though. Man, I wonder if eBombs World or Newgrounds or anything are still around, because I just need to see that We Love the Moon video again.
I think Newgrounds is.
Gotta be on YouTube right now, I'm sure.
Oh, probably. Everything's on YouTube, because YouTube's the best. schfifty is like a song that I sing to myself almost daily still.
Every time I see the number 55. My cute 55.
Schwifty. Schwifty. Schwiggity schwo, 55.
Just the worst.
I used to love that thing, man.
People that are younger than us are like, what the fuck are they even talking about?
I actually found that song on a CD in the road.
What?
Yeah, we found a CD in the road, and it was scratched to shit.
Oh my God.
And the only song that played on it was like track 3, and it was schwifty.
That's incredible.
And I didn't know that it was a video until way later.
That was your first exposure to that song?
Yeah. It was this random CD in the road. Someone made a mixtape of schwifty.
This is my meme mixtape. Chuck it out the fucking window. I'm done with it.
He was like, I'm tired of this moon! It doesn't love me!
Oh God, I want to know what other songs were on that CD. I can't believe only one of them played.
Only that one.
Man, priceless.
That totally made me forget what I was gonna ask you. I was gonna ask you about 2 other meme things, and now I can't remember.
Well, maybe it's fodder for another episode.
I guess so.
All right, let's bury this one in the ground where it belongs.
It was so good, too. I was gonna ask you 2 questions about memes. I don't remember them.
You're going to think of it tomorrow because that's how it always goes. I always think of the story that relates to the podcast the very next day.
Probably.
I thought of so last episode we were talking about embarrassing moments. I thought of like one of my most embarrassing moments, like the second that we stopped recording last week.
Uh-huh.
It's awful.
Would you like to regale us?
I guess. This one's dedicated to you, Ferdin. So we were on another journalism trip down in San Antonio. Okay. And these journalism trips are just like teen hormone station.
I was going to say, they got pretty wild.
It was nuts. I don't know why they it's like, just take 500 high schoolers from all around Texas, cram them into a hotel with minimal supervision.
And just say, yeah, just do whatever you want.
Just go do whatever you want. And they always held like a dance at the end for some reason. So you would have to like, I don't know, find your guy that you wanted to dance with at the end of it. And so we were getting close to the end of this trip, and I'd been flirting with this dude for like the whole weekend.
Okay.
Had my eye on him. I was ready. And we were walking down the lobby, like going to get snacks or something, me and Ferdin and a couple other journalism friends.
Okay.
And I'm in my pajama pants. So the elevator doors like open to go down into the lobby. Ferdin takes this moment to grab my pants, whip them right off, just whoom, right to the ground. That dude walks by the elevator. The second this happens, I scream and fall to the floor because what else are you gonna do? So this like lobby full of people turns and looks at me, and I'm wearing like the smallest underwear I have. It was not. Yeah. There was no coverage. So I'm just like bare ass on the ground screaming, and Ferdin, who did not expect to see my full
just
ass,
like, squeak,
is
squeak,
also
squeak,
screaming. Yeah. It's the worst.
Oh my god.
Yeah, blocked that one out of my memory until last week. Thank you, Ferdin.
And so just the whole like no even movement, they just like everyone stops and looks and you're just scrambling.
Yes, it was like one of those movies where every time slows down, except I wasn't like the hot girl walking into the party. I was the one screaming on the floor with my bare ass out in the elevator.
Oh my god. That's pretty amazing.
Good, I'm glad you think so. Let's end on that note because my face is on fire.
You're like, I can't relive it again.
God.
Oh my god, that was the best. All right. We'll end there. We won't shame you further.
All right.
Please tell your friends about us. Help us grow our beautiful, lovely audience. Don't forget to subscribe to us on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. We release weekly every Monday. If you have a second, please rate and review us on iTunes. That would help us so much.
And if you have one of those friends who's like, what's a podcast? Just grab their phone, download any podcast app, find us and subscribe to us on their phone.
That way we at least get the count and they don't even have to listen.
Yeah. But they should listen, right?
They should listen. They should. But if they don't know what it is, they're probably just going to let it build and then they're going to go, why do I not have storage on my phone anymore?
Why do I have 250 episodes of this podcast? Yeah. You can find us and friend us on social media, which we have talked extensively about in this episode. We are at YMBToAP on Twitter and Instagram. You can also find us personally on Twitter and Instagram if you want to really get to know us. Please email us at ymbtoap@gmail.com. We really, really want your listener letters. Tell us about your favorite social media, why you don't get on social media, what you love or hate about social media.
Yeah, what's your favorite place?
Your favorite place.
Don't say
Tumblr.
Tumblr.
Internet. I love Tumblr.
I used to love Tumblr.
It's awful, but I love it.
Yeah.
Our podcast is hosted on Libsyn at ymbtoap.libsyn.com.
And our theme song is The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn by Faraj. Check them out on YouTube. They've got some super awesome stuff. And as always, thanks for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
No burning question?
No.
Okay.